this house. So you got it in 1974, and obviously it's associated with the Lambert family. The most famous member that we would know of probably would be Isabella Lambert. She was the mother of Edward Carson, who was a friend at one stage of Oscar Wilde's. Yes, right, exactly. Yeah. So the fact, is it true that Oscar Wilde came down here on holidays with Edward?
There was a historian in Athenry called Aggie Qualter, and in her study or history of Athenry, she says that he would have been here with Carson.
Yes.
There were good buddies in Trinity College.
Yes.
And the railway was here at the time. It was very simple to get from Dublin down to Athenry.
Yeah.
And when Carson came down, then they'd send a trap down to collect him at the station.
Yes.
And he was a bit of a macho man. He wouldn't go onto the trap. He'd walk up along the Athenry Tuam Railway.
He'd walk along the railway line.
Not the railway, across the fields into the house.
Yeah,
it's only half a mile from here.
Yeah, exactly. Not Brack, isn't it? Yeah. So interesting enough. But the fact that he brought down his friend with him, Oscar Wilde, one of the most famous of the Irish literati, it's interesting that you have kept that connectivity to the arts going. You had this place once as an artist retreat. Was that the case for many years?
I had, yeah. I had a few artistic tenants here.
Yeah.
Joe Bosk and Oliver Tennyson.
And Lol Hardiman.
The whole pile more.
And they had accommodation here, bread and board, so to speak. And in return, they did some artworks for you, and I can see some of them downstairs.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Well, you know, there weren't many people here. Be one or two, you know.
Yes.
And some of them good tenants, and more not so good.
And that's a story for another day. But you've kept the connection still going with the arts. You have a number of festivals here during the year. The Grass Festival with people like Coming Afar coming out. The Oíche Shamhna, you celebrate the bonfire nights as well.
St. John's all the pagan festivals are celebrated. New Year's Eve and Láfeile Pádraig and Oíche Shamhna.
Yes.
Agus couple of the elder fashion.
Shin. And then on the point you mentioned, Láfeile Pádraig, you're going to have the three-wheel bicycle once again participate in the parade in Athenry, is it?
That's the intention,
yeah. What was that bicycle? Where do you think its origins lay?
It would have been used in Galway for delivering parcels for years and years. And I bought it from a chap, I think he's from around Clonbroke.
Yes.
And I've used it in parades for adding a bit of colour to it. And
yes.
I intend to put it out this one coming as well.
Yes, and we did it up at the Coming Afar, the men's shed at one stage, and I remember I was on it at one stage during the St. Patrick's Day parade many years ago in Galway City.
Oh yes.
It's a difficult bicycle to ride, so fair play to the postman of days of old, you know. But also, what other heritage properties or features are you involved with outside Castleellen in the county?
Oh, I got involved in a place called Clonbrock, near Haskra, and I bought a photograph house down there. It was built in 1879 for £10 labour contract.
Yes.
And when the Clonbrocks married some lady from up in Mayo, I think Moat Park.
Yes.
And at that time photography was coming into vogue, and it's only wealthy people could even entertain the thought, like, you know. So the lady he married then had a wooden photograph house up in I think Moat Park, and then when the Clonbrock when the Dylans married her, he built this photograph house especially for her.
Yes.
And as I said, £10 labour contract, and they supplied the bricks.
Fantastic.
And it's still standing down there. It's just a wonderful place. And Tisha Cahar, Jane, she's gone on Trina Carolina hin, scan on Tríd na lensa, through the lens. Agus imi hen, she's an Oishin, agus Kurame Shaks, Holshi Shaks, Chak and Picture, agus, she, you know, Fashion Fall now and Ishern.
Yeah, Gohinta. And that collection that the lady you're referring to, that was Lady Augusta Dillon, Crofton Dillon.
Yeah.
And as you say, she was involved in photography as a hobby from an early age. But the photographs that she took in Clonbroke are one of the most famous historical photographic collections now in Ireland. And they're held in the National Library, I think, Micheál, aren't they?
That's correct.
The Clonbroke collection, you know. So they all were developed in that beautiful photographic house that you own in the Clonbroke domain.
And and as well as that, then you say people came from the province of Connaught.
Yes.
On a pilgrimage.
Yes.
To their, you know,
yes,
to have family photographs.
Yes.
You couldn't. There's no thing as moving cameras around that time.
No.
You know.
And as you say, it was a real gathering point for the aristocracy for their shooting parties and their lavish dress dance parties. You know, they had enjoyed the high life for a period of time anyway. Yes.
Or any excuse at all.
Any excuse at all. Yeah. But you also own other elements of the domain. I think you have the ice house and what is it? Swimming pool?
Since buying that, then I bought the ice house, which is it's a wonderful structure. It's about,
yes.
6 meters below ground, and built in brickwork and covered.
So that was before refrigeration. They would have a deep hole into the ground that was exceptionally cold and stored their meats there, would they? Is that what it was used
right,
for? With ice?
I believe what they used to do in cold winters, to take the ice from the ponds.
Yes.
And they put it in there to keep meat fresh.
Yes.
But then around that time as well, it had the industry got involved in producing ice. There was an ice plant in Galway town.
Was there?
There was, yeah, beside McDonald's, up Toplands Island.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Anything that was wanted, they produced.
So the ice was either sourced locally in the ponds, as you say, the waterways, or sourced within Galway city, and they packed the big hole in the ground that was beautifully covered with this structure called the ice house, and they'd keep their meat and so forth, And then what is that other structure that you have within the grounds that you also own? The grounds of
Well, there's a pool that it was Lord Clonbrock's pool. It wasn't for swimming, it was therapeutic.
Okay.
And you go out from the house then, we go to half a mile from the house as far as the pool on a particular path, and the pool is still there now and needs to be refurbished. But like, it's so important, like, to have something there instead of looking at photographs.
So it wasn't a swimming pool per such, it was therapeutic. So would he and his family use it, or was it just for his usage?
No idea.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's a beautiful structure with the steps going down to it. I've seen it myself, you know.
Great potential,
Yeah.